Viewer discretion is advised.
He wakes up panting, trying to find his breath. The memories of that unfortunate day flood into his room. His half-naked, beaten and bruised body picked and disposed of like a starving street urchin. His back marked by an eerie, clown-like smiley, and the tortures brought on him by the child breakers, who are without mercy. They pick the most unfortunate ones from the streets, those with no background, no guardians. Then they go down to the smallest inches of their bones and beat it until each bone is crooked and funny enough to make the clowns of the circus. The ultimate gags and cheer for the society, but never to be loved or accepted by them as human, and to be fed on some weird circus beans and purple liquid for a lifetime. That's how they breed an ultimate freak. Ever since his escape from Camperchicos, Josh could never sleep peacefully. The traumas of the past haunted him even though it was decades ago, and he was an adult now. But all these freaks brought together to put on a show of their miseries had a price to be paid by the town. 20 years later, it was all starting again. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you a SCP Foundation neutralized object, SCP-2912. SCP-2912 designates 3 roughly humanoid organisms resembling typical circus clowns. All of them had undergone severe and varied corporeal and psychological augmentation. With black and white skin forming horizontal stripes around its body, SCP-2912-1 resembles an air-filled balloon, able to transport itself through the air, with its only vocalization being the sound of party horns. SCP-2912-2 had yellow skin covered in red polka dots, standing at 2.56 meters tall with no eyes and a bulbous red nose. It could produce music from its asymmetrical and disjointed body. Lastly, the SCP-2912-3 is similar to the other two, with its face paint being its natural appearance. However, it can produce cream pies seemingly out of thin air. Not just that, but he vocalizes only with shriek laughter and can trigger uncontrollable laughter among the listeners that can last from 6 to 32 hours. Along with the clowns, a person of interest who calls himself Dick C. Normus, designated as POI 4569, was also found during the Foundation's raid on a fairground that had hosted Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting. It was the 10th of May, 1998. The town was finally witnessing cheerful moments of relief. The carnival was all cheery, except for the abominations of Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting. To Josh, it was discomforting that it was just hopeless clowns performing for the sake of money. It was not long that Josh noticed the Foundation investigators arriving at the carnival. He reached out to them and was informed about the hunt for clown breeders. Upon hearing the name, Josh turned pale. Before he could manage to collect his thoughts, one of the personnel shouted, "There! That tent!" They started running towards the tent. But what happened next made him doubt reality. The tents they were approaching started disappearing one after another, until one last tent was remaining, in which the clowns and Dick C. Normus were found. Since then, Josh has escaped from the circus and eventually joined the Foundation as a transferred child abduction expert 20 years later. He has been sent specifically to assist in the wake of recent disappearances of children. The disappearances started exactly 6 weeks ago, with the first child getting abducted being a 9-year-old from the Candy Carnival in West Wonderville. What started as a usual case of abduction soon spiraled into something way more sinister as it started multiplying. More and more children started disappearing from different carnivals throughout the town, with the most alarming thing being no follow-up calls to ask for any kind of ransom. The investigation was conducted by Josh. Upon questioning 4569 about his role, he revealed that he worked as what was called the clown breeder for Herman Fuller, the boss of the Circus of the Disquieting. Further investigating, Josh asked, "What is this profession about?" To which 4569 described, "Well, in the real old days, you didn't have no breeders. Back then, the best we had was child breakers. Josh shuddered at the words child breakers. 4569 seemed to notice. He grinned and continued speaking. The good old days when people used to laugh and get entertained by the Laughing Man, Turtle Boy. Hell, the Inside Out Girl are all gone now. They need designer clowns now, and I give Mr. Fuller the world-class clowns. Would you see these not-so-funny freaks? They are not even good business, let alone lucrative. These numbskulls can't even pull off a good show. But Mr. Fuller and I have decided something big for the next carnival. More young clowns fashioned our way. You will see very identical faces, sir, mostly from your own town. This carnival will be something that will… Suddenly, a loud thud and bang were heard across the room. Josh immediately got onto his phone and connected to the personnel in charge. Sir, the clowns have exploded on their own, and there's blood and confetti and some kind of black liquid all over their rooms. Upon hearing those words, Josh turned pale. 4569 cocked his head to one side and let out a chuckle. Oh, look at that. What's wrong, Josh? Something's wrong? Did the clowns explode or something? What did you do to them? By then, 4569 had turned angry and said, "You fellas forgot to milk the clowns, didn't you? Way to ruin a decade of work, you idiots." As Josh turned to leave, 4569 said to him, "Hope life outside the circus is treating you well, Josh." That last remark sent chills down Josh's bones. It seemed that his past would catch up to him wherever he goes and haunt him forever. The matter was yet to be understood, and the subject was interviewed but failed to deliver the required information. 7 months later, on the 25th of December, the surveillance camera inside POI 4569's room recorded an unidentified individual entering the cell. It appears muscular, but further details are obscured by a cloud of smoke, which permeated the cell via the anomalous doorway. "About time you got here. Is that a smile or a frown? I could never tell with you." "A liability? Come on, I'm the best clown breeder you got, and Mr. Fuller knows it." And then POI 4569 was heard crying for help, but security personnel were unable to reach him in time. Soon enough, all that had become a long-forgotten memory as the cases died down once again. The crowd cheered as the mayor of Wonderville took the stage. He waited for the applause to settle down before he welcomed the people to the grand opening of a brand new chain of carnivals. In the distance appears tents of the circus with hideous clown-like figures seen laughing manically, sharpening their axes. The words are heard. "The show must not stop. The clowning must go on. We will come to get you too." Remember to check out my new animation channel, TheRubber Talks, where I share my life story, thoughts, and opinions. Just click on the link in the description to enter TheRubber's world. Before we end this video, we are proud to present these incredibly sweet pieces of fan art. A big thank you to all of you. You can now send us your fan art, and we will be more than happy to show off your best art piece in our next video. Check out our description below on how to submit. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Which SCP do you want to see in the next video and why it is interesting? Let us know in the comment below. We will draw your story and share it with the world. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Please share it to your friends if you like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.